City, New York City, and the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. They play host to the East Regional semifinal tonight. It's a Sweet 16, and it starts with Michigan State out of the Big Ten and Kansas State out of the Big 12. Later, it'll be Florida Atlantic and Tennessee. The Elite Eight is the reward. Hi, everybody. Great to have you with us. I'm Brian Anderson, along with the College Basketball Hall of Famer Jim Jackson. We'll hear from Allie LaForce, our reporter. Gene Steratore on our rules as well. What a scene here, Jimmy. The place is rocking. Madison Square Garden. March Madness has arrived. Set us up for this first game.
Listen, if you love guard play, well, this is the game that you want to watch, starting with Michigan State and Tyson Walker. Listen, let me tell you something. This young man has been on the streak the last 7 games, 19 points a game, coming off of 23 in their win against Marquette, controlling tempo. Being able to operate off the pick and roll is going to be the key. And see Tom Izzo dap it up. He's been here, done that. Mr. Marches, he's been called, and then you switch the ledger over to the other side, kind of a homecoming.
Yeah.
You know, Marquise Noel. He's been through a lot. He understands it with Kansas State. This young fire plug can beat you in so many different ways. Keontae Johnson, this backcourt duel matchup, and Noel once again home, playing in front of his home crowd. I know he's pumped. Again, definitely a fire plug and tough off the pick and roll, so it's a great guard matchup between the two.
One of the great tandems in all of college basketball, Jerome Tang and the Kansas State Wildcats. What a story they have been this year. Let's get you the starting lineups that'll get us going here. Second weekend of the NCAA tournament, the Sweet 16. A.J. Hoggard, Tyson Walker, Jaden Akins, Joey Hauser, Mady Sissoko, and then it's Marquise Noel with Cam Carter, Desi Sills, Naquan Tomlin, and Keontae Johnson. Good matchup there with Hauser and Tomlin to watch. And Jimmy, how about our keys to the game presented by Great Clips?
Well, listen, Marquise Noel is so potent off the pick and roll. You got to force him to go sideline to sideline. He can't get into the middle. Not only can he finish, but he'll beat you, of course, with his pass. I think Malik Hall, his versatility, in particular when Michigan State goes to the small lineup, he can guard 1 through 5. More important that he scored the basketball. And for Kansas defense in the first 7 seconds, listen, Michigan State wants to push the ball real quick to get shots, but also limit Michigan State to 5 or less three-point shots made.
Jerome Tang, great run as an assistant coach at Baylor, national championship there in 2021. Got his first chance as a head coach at age 56. And here we go. Jeffrey Anderson, Jeb Hartness, Paul Sells, our 3 officials on the floor. Clarence Armstrong, the standby official, and we're off and running here. Sweet 16 has arrived, and right away, the Kansas State Wildcats go up top for a highlight. Keontae Johnson on the receiving end, and that gets him up and loud right away. Interesting here in the East Regional here, as Hauser misses, the follow no good. Last touch by Carter, the Michigan State basketball.
And I love the call because this one here, Sissoko has to talk early to Hauser. If not, that lob is going to be there all day. And because of late communication, easy money early. I love the play to start the game.
And that's the duo, the Noel to Johnson duo. We'll be speaking of a great deal today. You'll hear their names often. Michigan State, one of the great NCAA tournament teams. A lot of success in the tournament. Tom Izzo, Mr. March, as Jimmy referenced. Ball's loose, ends up in the hands of Akins. Another chance here for Michigan State. And Joey Hauser. In and out it goes. Michigan State struggled shooting the 3 here in 3 tournament games, and now a foul. They get 4 opportunities on this end of the floor.
Now the effort, the energy. See Tom Izzo calm right now, early in the game, but the ability to get multiple looks early, I think is very important for Michigan State. Kansas State has to do a better job of locating and blocking out.
How about that right away? Jerome Tang sends David Gasson onto the floor.
Yeah.
Helps him with rebound and almost got a steal. Michigan State, long time on this end of the floor. Finally, Johnson secures the board. Kansas State wants to play fast. Tomlin running the floor. Hot pass to Gasson. Sills for 3. Desi Sills, the senior shooter. 12 points against Kentucky to get Kansas State to the Sweet 16. The 1 is out, Purdue. The 2 is out, Marquette. Michigan State beat them. Now a lob from Michigan State. Hogard sets up Sissoko for the first basket of the game for the Spartans.
Yeah, a little weave action up top. Again, when you're weaving like that, the thing is to kind of just have you misjudge where the picks are coming from. That time, no talking and communication on the back line. Easy lob inside to Sissoko.
Marquise Noel, one of the 4 New York City players that Kansas State has, as Johnson dribbles it out of bounds, a turnover.
Well, here's the quick pick and roll in the middle of the court, and because Tyson Walker is up top, that opens up the backside for the lob. So back at you from what Kansas State was able to give Michigan State early. 2 outstanding calls for both teams for lobs.
Kansas State, the 3 seed in the East. Michigan State, a 7 seed. 4 of the top 6 seeds already eliminated. Been a wide open East. Bounce pass up ahead. Gassoon, man, that is off the rim, but he's fouled. David Gasson will go to the line for a pair. Interesting, the quick change on the floor for Jerome Tang as he gets Gasson on the floor immediately, almost within the first 2 minutes, maybe recognizing a rebounding challenge early. David Gasson from the Netherlands in a transfer from Virginia Tech. They create the ultimate dynamic duo pairing. A Dave single with a Coke Zero Sugar. You can take a taste only at Wendy's.
I will say this, on that fast break, really simple play. It was a pass by Marquise Noel. Simple bounce pass, but sometimes being simple is the best because it led to free throw that you couldn't convert on it. But that's how you run your fast break with simple passes that can easily be converted.
Both teams want to play fast. If you don't get a basket early in the first 6 or 7 seconds, then they want to take it deep. And Joey Hauser, good sign for him. He gets it started with a bang, knocks down a 3.
And the beauty about that is that Joey missed a couple shots early, but he didn't deter or hesitate when he got that shot in the pass. That's something that he would do.
Tomlin looking for the pass to Gasson. Big-to-big passing. They share it well. Joey Hauser, younger brother of Sam. He can fill it up. And Michigan State hoping he gets hot here in New York City.
Well, it's all about confidence with Joey Hauser. You see mom and dad, they've seen it before. They want to see it more often. And he's been encouraged to shoot and be a lot more aggressive looking for a shot throughout his tenure. Now he's kind of brought that into the fold and adds another dimension scoring-wise for Michigan State when he's aggressive.
Now the switch. Hogard gets the assignment. Noel not afraid. That's from the logo. And a push in the back. Gasson. So Tom Izzo with Jackson Kohler on the floor for his first minutes. Matching Jerome Tang's move with size. And Cam Carter will return as Sills will sit. Interesting to see how coaches use their rotation early in games like this. Get them a feel.
And it's all about matchups too, because some matchups with your rotations work better, so you want to adjust to your opponents as well. You see both coaches doing that.
Willie Call on the floor for Michigan State. Could be a real factor. Hauser springs free again. Catch and shoot, no good. Rebound, Noel, the shortest man on the floor. One of the shortest in Division I college basketball, just 5'8", but he is a dynamo. Johnson, that little fadeaway, that's his shot, missed it badly.
Kind of settled right there. I thought he could have backed in Tyson Walker a little bit more, kind of bailed him out, and nice entry pass inside. Kohler.
Jackson Kohler going to work, missed it. Gasson bothered him.
Easy shot, I mean not easy shots, but makeable shots for Michigan State early. Credit some of that to the Wildcats defense.
Kansas State back in the NCAA tournament. First time in 4 years as Cam Carter gets into the box score. Hold on the push. Trailer, Hauser passed it up. Hogard drives. Big point guard, big body. Fight for it. And out of the pack comes Noel. They're playing hard. Early. Great competition. Great effort and energy. That's a beautiful pass by Noel as he sets up David Gasson.
And in transition, secondary, if you don't pick up Noel early, you see Hauser in transition, talking about it. Noel beats you really quick off the dribble with the pick and roll, but then Hauser, as the trailer, once again, not shy to step right into a three-point shot.
Noel, first team all Big 12, third team all America, same as Johnson, 2 players for the Wildcats that were all Big 12, and then third team all Americans this season. Been an incredible ride. Not a single player on this Wildcat roster started at Kansas State. Late clock here. Okay, David Gasson with a prayer answered at MSG early.
Brian, sometimes when you don't think about it, you just let it go. You find the bottom of the nets, and Gasson was able to do that.
Malik Hall. Nice pass inside, easy as it gets for Jackson Kohler. So in the second round matchup against Marquette, we saw a little bit more Carson Cooper off the bench. It's Jackson Kohler gets the early nod for Tom Izzo. Better offensive threat. And he delivers one early here.
Again, it's all about matchups in these situations. Both teams do an outstanding job of scouting.
Oh, look out, almost a steal. Here's Noel on the drive now. Noel breaks him down, misses. Kohler with the rebound. Michigan State wants to run it. Hogard at the controls and runs into some resistance. Kohler crashes into Gasson. He comes out of the pack. Got numbers here. Noel. Michigan State in a scramble, and that's going to be a foul on Malik Hall. Looking up for the lob. Hall with the foul takes us to our first timeout. Big 10, Big 12. Kansas State, Michigan State. Live in Manhattan, New York, the Big Apple. Apple to Apple. And they built this team in a big way, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian and Jim, as you know, if a college men's basketball player is interested in transferring, all he has to do is enter the transfer portal. It opens in March, it ends in May. And the thought is that teams would be scouring this portal to find talent to better their team, right? But that's not always the case, and tonight's a prime example of that. So Kansas State would not be here without it. They relied on it to survive and build this team. 0 players on the current roster were original Kansas State University signees. It's unbelievable. Then you have Michigan State. The team decided that we are not going to the portal. The leaders on the team went to the coaching staff before the season and they said, we don't want it and we don't need it. We can do this on our own. So Coach Izzo honored that. He trusted them. And the most beautiful part is when they're not playing up to par like right now, the assistant coaches will look them in the eye and say, listen, you made a promise to coach that you got this. So you're going to have to step it up.
We didn't go find your replacement.
That's what Izzo said. But look, either philosophy is right, depending on the school and the philosophy. Kansas State did an outstanding job with 10 new faces to get to where they're at. Jerome Tang and his staff evaluated that. I think it says a lot about who they are as a coaching staff to get this team to where they're at in the Sweet 16.
It's a big reason why Kansas State was such an unknown when the year started. They were picked dead last. They end up with the coach of the year in Jerome Tang and 2 all Big 12 performers in Noel and Johnson. They returned only the 2 players, Marquise Noel and Ish Massoud. That was it, but as Ali said, not a single player started here. Oh, nice move by Hall. Gets himself some room inside, and Malik Hall lays it in.
Could be the X factor. We talked about the guard play here. The matchups are tremendous, but Malik Hall could be the young man that kind of turns the tide if Michigan State wants to walk out of here.
Ish Massoud, another New York City kid, getting his first minutes on the floor. Hall with the rebound. Hall missed 11 games with a stress reaction. He had been a starter, sent him to the bench, checking his minutes, but Tom Izzo likes him off the bench, and as he's gotten his wind back, as he's gotten his confidence back, he's a real threat off the bench right now. As Akins, he'll fire, no good, and flying high for the rebound, Desi Sills.
Those that don't know, keep your eye on Desi Sills. If he has an opportunity to get out on the break, he'll go catch it. 40-plus inch vertical leap, can go get it.
Noel splits it, kicks it. Massoud can't hit. Those 2 very close. Growing up together, Massoud and Noel.
I love Noel right there. 2-foot jump stop. He was under control, put the pass on time. Speaking of which, Sissoko inside, able to catch but not finish.
Trey Holloman, backup point guard, trying to set him up here. Here is Massoud. This 2 from Harlem. Noel drives it, good leave, and Keontae Johnson. What a combo these two have become here.
And that's the challenge when you have Marquise Noel able to catch the ball on the move. Now he gets his defender on his hip. If he gets downhill, he can make spectacular passes inside to his teammates.
Both averaging over 17 a game. Hall lets it fly from 3 out there. And up top for the rebound is Carson Cooper. And on the take, Akins lays it in with the left hand. That second chance opportunity, Michigan State cashes it in.
5 offensive rebounds thus far for Michigan State, 0 for the Wildcats. That presents some more shot opportunities, and that time able to convert for Sparty.
Noel tried to turn the corner, cannot. Redirects, kicks it to the corner. Here's Johnson. Cash. Keontae Johnson set up again by Noel. Noel with his 4th assist. Johnson's got 7 points now. These two are a handful. Everyone on the Big 12 can tell you that. They pass it, great leaders, great teammates. Johnson guarding Akins now. Akins trying to get to his left hand. Holloman resets him. Akins for 3. That was good, around and down. Big shot early to see one go through for Jaden Akins. Michigan State, Jimmy, one of the great three-point shooting teams in the Big Ten, but it has not been that way in tournament play. They're 1 game in the Big Ten tournament, 2 games of this NCAA tournament. Massoud goes strong. Massoud is fouled. Free throws coming, and down is Carson Cooper. Took a shot to the face.
Well, you know, it's a little physical play inside. Nothing Massoud did on purpose, but Carter caught the blunt of that. Squared up at 17.
Tournament summary. See where we're at as we arrive at the Sweet 16. Arkansas and Eric Musselman take it out. Kansas, top seed in the West, and Florida Atlantic. We're going to see them on the floor right here in New York City against Tennessee in the 2nd game. Moments ago, Allie LaForce caught up with Jerome Tang of Kansas State.
Well, Coach, your offense is playing well. Defensively, it looked like they found opportunities in the backside of the zone in transition. What are keys to cleaning up the D?
Transition was the key. We were running 2 guys to the rim and not finding the trailer. I mean, Hauser is incredible in transition, shooting 3s. So we got to locate that. Then defensively, we just got to settle in and get adjusted to their speed and let them feel us.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
And everybody's feeling Jerome Tang right now. Longtime assistant, 19 years at Baylor, national champions 2 years ago. Great photo right there. Jerome Tang finally got his shot, Jimmy, at age 56. Very loyal, but hadn't got a shot as a head coach at the collegiate level. 10 years at the high school level in Texas, and then those 19 years at Baylor before he gets the operation at Kansas State.
But it's all timing. We were talking yesterday at practice, and we mentioned this. Timing is everything. Everything that he had to go through those years, the things that he's learned, the disappointments, the ups and downs, finally winning a championship. Now his voice is heard a little bit differently. Okay, now you pay a little bit more attention. But he had to go through that process before he was actually ready to do what he needed to do this year. And to me, that's a reason why these young men, when you have 10 new faces, were able to gel together early. And no disrespect to them being picked 12, you just didn't know what you had.
Right.
He did. And that's why they're at this point right now, because of all he's been through and the dedication that these young men have shown all year.
Well, athletic director Gene Taylor will tell you at Kansas State that this Jerome Tang was a target, especially for guys like Ish Massoud and Marquise Noel. They stayed. They were the 2 that stayed before Tang was hired. And then Jerome Tang gets the job, and then the recruiting really started in the transfer portal, and that has sent them to this level with all this great talent. And I love Allie's report, because Michigan State, they are the exception right now. They have not gone into the transfer portal believing in what they had, and it's brought them here unranked at the end of tournament play, and yet they have found their way to the Sweet 16 again. Tom Izzo does it again. He is the magic man in the month of March.
Well, keep in mind, too, Villanova is also a team that didn't dip into the transfer portal. And I say this about Jerome Tang. Part of his with Keontae Johnson, because he's been through the hard issue, some challenges with Jared Butler at Baylor. He was very familiar with that, and Keontae Johnson trusted him when he chose to come here.
Yeah, that's a great point as well. Ernie Johnson did a beautiful job, he and Andy Katz, with the story of Keontae Johnson, who collapsed 2 years ago while playing for Florida. Jerome Tang had that experience with King McClure and Jared Butler. It's been a whole process to get him back. Hauser's got the hot hand early. Hauser with 6 quick ones and make it 8. He's hit a couple of threes. Michigan State, their first lead of the game as we hit the 8-minute mark.
I'll say it again. When he and Malik Hall are aggressive in scoring, this is a tough Michigan State team to stop.
Tomlin fires an air ball, and that's going to be a foul on Gasson. Spartans had position. Michigan State basketball when we come back. Gasson with his 2nd foul. It's live app on your LG OLED TV today. It's not just OLED, it's LG OLED. Michigan State, how about this, Jimmy? 3 coaches in a 54-year span. Gus Kadakis turning it over to Judd Heathcote, that national championship in 1979. Heathcote to his assistant, Tom Izzo, national championship in 2000, one of the all-time greats. Great continuity. Allie LaForce with Tom Izzo a moment ago.
Coach, it took a minute for the defense to settle in. What bothered you about the start?
Lots. You know, we didn't play very good early, and the only thing we did a good job of was offensive rebound. They ran some stuff, including that lob right off the bat. We looked a little tentative, and then we had a mix-up in our substitution. We had a sub-5 and guys in a row. That hurt us a little bit, but we settled down. We're playing a little better now.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Hey, Allie, lots covers a whole realm of things going on. You know coaches are never satisfied whatsoever, but they did settle in, got some offensive rebounds, didn't convert on that, but I think they sent a message early to Kansas State that they're going to be in for a battle, in particular on the offensive glass and defensive glass.
I was waiting for him to say how much time do we have. Another offensive rebound, so Tom Izzo mentioned it. That's their 6th, and this one turns into a 3-pointer from Tyson Walker, his first made 3 of the NCAA tournament.
And Michigan State just a little quicker, the tenacity to get and anticipate where the ball is going to carry them off at is in favor of Sparty, and to do a better job in an offensive foul. Igiola right
hit
there
with the screen.
Yeah, he must have jumped out the way right there, and Jeffrey Anderson, the official, right there on the call. Let's take a look at the end right here. You got to be set. That's an easy call for the official. I mean, it's an easy call. And even if you can't get there, Igiola, just, okay, forget that play right there and try to get the next one. You don't want to pick up a foul early.
Another turnover. Michigan State gives it away on the run out. Noel. So it's been a pretty clean game with the turnover story. That's just the 4th of the game combined, 2 apiece. Kansas State is a team that turns it over a lot. They play fast. They share the ball, a lot of passes. Michigan State, not a team that forces many turnovers, though, statistically. So far, been pretty clean, but we've seen a couple here in the last minute. On the drive, Walker gets a step, lays it in with the left hand.
Well, when you don't turn it over, this was an issue the last couple of years with Michigan State. You know, 12, 13, 14 turnovers a game, but when you don't, you get shots like that in an offensive foul by Noel. We didn't mention that Tyson Walker is pumped right now, Westbury, New York. So kind of a homecoming for Walker as well. And here down the lane, the help did not come. And then here's the offensive foul. The intention of what Noel wanted to do, I get. It was an execution part with too much of the bravado with the shoulder and arm that caused the offensive foul.
That's a play on it, Rucker.
It is.
But here,
you know,
it's called.
On West 4th, too.
Yeah, New York City theme here. These 2 point guards, that's Malik Hall going to throw it away. So suddenly Michigan State getting a little sloppy with the basketball here. An unsettled beginning for Malik Hall. Hey, a reminder, get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. Approaching the 6-minute mark of this first half. Sweet 16 matchup. Kansas State out of the Big 12. Michigan State out of the Big 10. Sills cuts to the basket. He is fouled. And let's see who they get. Jeb Hartness with the call, and it's going to be on Mari Sissoko. First foul on Sissoko means free throws for Desi Sills. Transfer from Arkansas State, had 3 years at Arkansas prior to that. Hits the first. Hey, a reminder, this April, watch Masters live on the CBS Sports app and streaming on Paramount Plus for coverage of feature groups, A-Men Corner, and holes 15 and 16. It's a must. No free throws for the Spartans. Kansas State 3 out of 6 from the line. Hauser's hit a couple of threes for Michigan State. He's the only one really going well from three-point range. Chase him off the line that time is Johnson, and a foul. He's side out of bounds over here. And the foul is going to belong to Keontae Johnson.
And Johnson was in great position, but it was a reach down at the end. And understanding when you have your player or your opponent under control is very important, because at that time, Hauser's going to his left and would have to take a tough shot with his right hand. But yet now that's a low percentage shot ending up into a higher percentage shot, which meaning Hauser is 88% free throw shooter now at the line because of that foul.
Sends him for a 1-and-1 here as Hauser hits the first, and we send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, Brian and Jim, I just got done speaking to the Hauser family. They are surprisingly calm, but I guess it's not too surprising because of everything their family's been through. The two brothers started together at Marquette. They transferred his brother Sam, who now plays for the Boston Celtics. Actually got in the game a couple of days ago, drove from Boston to see his brother play. He transferred to Virginia when Joey went to Michigan State. He now plays in the NBA, so he's only gotten to see his brother play in person one other time. This is the second time he's ever gotten to watch his brother play. He's so proud. He loves seeing the first three go in, and the whole family has rallied behind him.
Joey's off to a great start, Allie. Good stuff. They're both from Wisconsin, a dominant program there. Stevens Point area senior high. It's one of the great names in high school basketball. Spash. And they can splash it as well. Masood splashes one in. Ish Masood. East Harlem, New York. Transfer from Wake Forest. And he delivers the Wildcats within one of Michigan State. Spartans with 6 offensive rebounds. Kansas State does not have one. That's been a big part of the early story in this first half. Akins finds Hall, guarded by Masood. Hall shakes it but denied. Tomlin flying high for the rejection. Noel, hot pass, quick catch. Tomlin able to secure the possession.
Excellent help defense at that time by Tomlin, anticipating where the drive was at, able to block it off.
Look at this pass. Oh, Noel finds Johnson. And one. Assist number 6 for the Mighty Might.
Well, let's go back to the defensive end of the court. This is outstanding defense. Why Tomlin is in position to take a step over, and now he's able to block the shot. And I told you about Noel and this outstanding passing ability. But the beautiful thing is Keontae Johnson, once again, you talked about that combination. They read each other, feel each other so well that they know each other's movements and they communicate without talking. It's just more so eye contact.
Hard to believe it's their first year together. They put in a lot of work to get to know each other, both knowing the other could any day be the man on the floor, could be the top performer in the alpha dog, and yet they are both fantastic.
But isn't that the theme of this Kansas State team? Guys got to know each other day one, loved each other, offensive foul.
Oh, Hall having a tough start. So Hall, the shove. Kansas State, just as they take the lead, they get the ball back. Michigan State, a little turnover prone here in the last 4 minutes.
Well, that's very similar to what Marquise Noel got called for on Walker in transition. It's the same call. You can initiate that contact with your shoulder and your body without pushing off, and you won't get called for that offensive foul if you maintain the space within where you're at. But once you extend that arm, it's an easy call for the official.
You said Malik calls a wild card. That is the truth, and they need to get him settled. Tom Izzo puts him on the bench here as we come near the 4-minute mark. Michigan State had 1 turnover the first 12 minutes, 3 of them in the last 4. Noel pounded out there by Tyson Walker's an excellent defender. Oh, what a pass! My goodness! Oh, Tomlin scores it. Great catch by the big man once again, but Noel threading the needle. Wildcats up by 4. Hogard with Desi Sills on him. And Hogard with a shove. That's going to be called on Sills. Man, this is some pass here. Dimes dropping everywhere, Jim.
Hey, look, Steve Smith is in the house. So is Isaiah Thomas. I know Isaiah Thomas will love this pass right now.
Oh, man.
Rated M.
Men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Gatorade and our commitment to fuel tomorrow. Dexcom, powerful, simple diabetes management. And by Great Clips, official hair salon of March Madness.
New York Stock Exchange, the closing bell. The 4 participants here in the East Regional. Michigan State, Tennessee, Kansas State, Florida Atlantic. As we check our game summary, high assist numbers, 7 of those turned in by Noel, 7 of the 10 for Kansas State. They lead it by 4. Noel 7 assists, just 1 turnover. Second chance points, a big story for Michigan State, including Joey Hauser's 10 points with 2 threes. Hauser back on the floor, and Hogard will go to the line. 1-on-1 situation here for Michigan State.
And for Michigan State, too, right now, you're a 75% free throw shooting team. You're in the penalty, 1-on-1. What does that mean? Well, continue to drive the ball, force Kansas State to have to guard you off the dribble. Any kind of contact puts you back to the free throw line.
Next Michigan State foul will put Kansas State to the line for a 1-on-1. Double bonus with 1 more foul for Michigan State. Hogard's got 1 more. A.J. Hogard, Huntington Prep in West Virginia. He's a junior. 80% free throw shooter this year. Their leader had 13 against Marquette. That stops an 8-0 Kansas State run. 2-point Kansas State lead now. 3.5 to go. Tomlin on a rim run. Tomlin can't finish it. Sissoko there defending. And Masood cannot corral, and that'll be Spartans ball.
And that's a play that Jerome Tang and his staff worked on yesterday. They knew they could get that slip. It was good help on the weak side to kind of take away an easy layup from Tomlin. Pretty good adjustment that time by Michigan State to read that out because Tomlin was wide open.
Cam Carter picks up Hogard. Now the switch going to Masood. And the block by Ish Masood.
I'll tell you what, we're seeing some really good backline defense by both teams. You think you have a driving lane open, and that time it's just Masood just one-on-one using his length to take away Hogard and that potential layup.
That back line goes 6'9", 6'10".
Right.
Masood and Tomlin. Johnson at 6'6", with a massive wingspan. In the corner, catch and shoot, no good. So Jay Akins unable to hit the 3. Kansas State looking to move it here. Noel, no. And that's kept alive by Johnson. Tomlin ends up with the board. Here's Noel for 3. Oh, he walked away from it. He knew it was good. Looking like Stephen Curry out here at Madison Square Garden. Pretty close to the spot where Curry set the all-time three-point record, as a matter of fact. Check this out.
All money, all day. And he felt it. Now, but I'm going to say something. The play before that, when he drove, Mark Montgomery was saying this to his squad. Force Noel to have to finish. Don't come off of shooters. A couple of his assists came off of guys helping too much.
2 free throws coming up here. Kansas State by 5. 2:47 left in the first half.
Dimes like it's free money early. You see, that started the game. 2 guys help. He drops it once more. 2 feet in the paint. 2 more guys. Left-hand pass. Keontae Johnson. It's a theme here. Johnson, Noel, they seem to work together. And this one, Brian, no look, money.
Hey, sometimes you got to take one for yourself.
What? And he knew it when he let it go.
Look at this. Mr. New York City. That's his Twitter handle. He's from Harlem. He is glad to be back in New York City. And you see his numbers. 27 points, 9 assists against Kentucky. Had 14 assists against Montana State in their round 1 victory. He is some kind of player, electrifying, one of the most entertaining players in college basketball, and he is putting on a show early. Marquise Noel. Joey Hauser knocks the first one down, double bonus here, so 2 free throws. Hauser off to a great start. He's got 12 first half points. Kansas State by 3. 2:44 remaining in this first half. Michigan State covered an 8-0 Kansas State run. Now Johnson going to work. Rises up over Hogard. Shakes his head. Can't guard him. 2 big bodies going at it right there. Akins gets to the middle. Hogard defended by Carter. Noel draws the Tyson Walker matchup. That's one to watch. No room to roam here for the Spartans. Oh, nice spin. Hogard and a foul. Free throws for A.J. Hogard. Creating his own.
What beautiful spin move, and why that's so. He didn't have a lot of room to work with, but because the spin was so tight, the dribble was close to his body, he was low, center of gravity, able to explode off the spin. So beautiful use of the bounce that time.
Cam Carter picked up the foul, his first one in for Hogard.
This is an area I think Keontae Johnson can really excel in. Earlier, he had Tyson Walker on him. He bailed him out with a jump shot. That one, it was 2 dribbles down, got a little bit closer, but then his size overtook Hogard, able to shoot right over the top. Let's see if they run that once again for Johnson to get that isolation.
He's got the fadeaway. He's got the one leg fadeaway, a little bit of a dirt there, and it oftentimes may look like a bad shot or an off-balance shot, but he makes them a big part of his game. Noel probing here. Carter clears it. They spread it out. Baseball pass over to his buddy, and another one is down for Ish Massoud. 7 points for Massoud. He's got a little wry smile.
The timing on that play, Noel waited, and once Massoud was open, I mean, a dart right to him, able to catch and finish that 3.
Biggest lead here for Kansas State. They're up 6. Hauser spins, gives it up. Walker with Noel on him. Walker trying to get a step. Massoud there to help. Got it back. No. And that's going to be a foul on Michigan State. So Cooper underneath commits the foul. Kansas State basketball.
Watch Noel. He knows exactly. He's not looking, but peripheral vision. He knew. He saw Hauser back in. Massoud presented the opportunity. The passing lane was there. And again, the premium on passing as a shooter, to put it right in the shooting pocket, it's the difference between getting the shot up and if it's an off pass, allowing the defense to get back and taking the shot away.
And that's why you'll accept some of the turnovers that he has, taking those chances, but he has been clean tonight. Just the 1 turnover. Johnson misses on the front end of the 1-and-1. So the Spartans here down 6, trying to get something going late in this first half. Approaching the 1-minute mark. Carter picks up Walker now. Walker's so explosive. Hogard's going to let a 3 fly. That one is down. A.J. Hogard drills a 3-pointer. 3-point game. Noel moving fast. Leaves it for Johnson. Quickly back comes Michigan State. Inside, Sissoko, and a foul, and 1. Monty Sissoko, a chance at a 3-point play.
Well, Noel first with the beautiful diamond side, but remember I talked about 7 seconds or less the Wildcats wanted to do. Well, this is after a made basket. Okay, and I can't see the shot clock up top when he was able to finish inside, but that was less probably than 5 seconds that Michigan State was able to get it out the net, get down, and get a score.
Cashes it in, Sissoko. 3-point play. Michigan State, 9 of their last 11 points coming from the foul line. It's a 2-point game. Kansas State with the ball in the lead. And they rise to their feet here, coming to the end of this first half. Michigan State's defense has been on point. Tom Izzo saying we'd like to get them both working together. They've had great offense during stretches, great defense here to get them into the Sweet 16. Noel finds Carter, perfect pass, right on the money, and Carter knocks it right down. Timeout, Tom Izzo, and they're up. The Kansas State Wildcats, with their All-American point guard, delivered them on the spot.
Mara, are you sure you don't want to go bowling with us tonight?
Yeah, no.
There's my little marzipan. Oh, my daughter gives the best hugs.
We're just passing through on our way to the Jazz Jamboree. And we wanted to thank America's #1 motorcycle insurer for saving us money.
Mara, your parents are
Exactly like me. I know, right?
Well, cherish your friends and loved ones.
Let's roll, Daddy-O.
Let's boogie woogie.
Marquise Noel putting on a passing clinic out here. His 10th assist already. Coming up on AT&T at the half. First half analysis and an update on Arkansas and UConn from Las Vegas, plus the latest NCAA tournament news. All coming up AT&T at the half. 10 assists, the most in any half for any player in this tournament. Most assists through 3 career NCAA tournament games is 32. And Noel with 31. He's well on his way, and he picks the pocket of Walker. Noel behind the back. Knocked out of Carter's hands. I mean, is this dude electrifying or what? It'll be Kansas State ball, I believe. Let's see. Officials looking at each other.
But this is fancy, but with a purpose. See, and that's the difference. He's able to put that on time. And how about the great and outstanding defensive play, the timing to poke it away from Walker?
Yeah, that's good play. They needed that. Just .1 to go. Nothing you can do with it here. So just put it in, and it will not count. And that'll take us to the end of the first half. Kansas State Wildcats led by their 5'8" first team all Big 12 point guard, Marquise Noel from New York City. What a show. 10 assists, 5 points, and Kansas State in front as we hit the half in the first Sweet 16 game of the night. We'll send it to our studio in Atlanta right after this.
And all the news from around the tournament right after this.
AT&T 5G. Madness loves company.
Tell you something, Marquise Noel is a showstopper. Knocking down the long three, dimes all over the place. And the Wildcats of Kansas State 20 minutes away from the Elite Eight, but just a 5-point lead, 43-38 over Michigan State. AT&T at the half here on TBS. Ernie Johnson, Candace Parker, Jay Wright, and Seth Davis. Say this about Noel. First 2 games in the tournament, first 2 of his career. 25 points, 20 assists. Got to go back 30 years to find a guy who did that in the first 2 tournament games of his career, and that was Jason Kidd back in 1993. What a show he's putting on tonight.
So, as someone who's somewhat vertically challenged myself, I relate to Marquise Noel. Yeah. We can see eye to eye, but there the similarities end. And Jay Wright, for good reason, talked about what he tried to do too much on the big stage of New York. This is how he plays. 10 assists, 1 turnover. He loves the big stage. He is a don't do it. Look at him. He didn't even watch it go in. Like Candace Parker on Papa Shot. He loves the big stage. You talk about a guy who's got 10 assists in a half. Sometimes a guy gets a lot of assists because his teammates are just making a lot of shots, which obviously is the other end of the assist. These assists are coming because he is creating these opportunities. Everything flows through him. The offense, the defense, the swagger, the confidence. This is his night, and he is getting this done. It's really impressive.
What did Brian Anders say? Fancy with a purpose? Yeah, exactly. What else you seeing from Kansas State?
Just to have the type of guard play in Noel, you can tell that there's some people that assists happen, and there's some people that make assists happen. You see right here coming down. You cannot tell me Coach Izzo, this was not circled on the scouting report of stopping this guy. Noel getting to the paint. He always talks about heart over height. Right here, going in, collapsing the defense. 6-footer, 7-footer, doesn't matter. Able to find his teammate, Keontae Johnson. And then again, right here, you always are taught, force to the screen, right? Noel's too quick. He rejects the screen, gets in the paint, and there's so many good things that happen for this K-State team when they collapse the defense, get in the paint. He's averaging 7.7, already has 10 assists at the half. Seth said it, 1 turnover. I mean, he is just making play after play, and I think that this demonstrates that there's more than one way to dominate a game. You don't have to just do it with scoring.
Played all 40 minutes against Kentucky. Hasn't missed a second in this game right now with a spot in the Elite Eight. Riding on it. How about Michigan State, Coach?
Michigan State is hanging with them. I mean, they're playing against a dominant player right now, small as he is. And Joey Hauser's the one doing for him. He's moving without the ball. See how he comes behind the drive? He slips the screen, comes behind the drive. Now he trails in transition, ready to catch the shoot. And then what does K-State do? Now, on this little rub screen, they're taking away his 3. So he drives it, uses his size inside on Keontae Johnson. He's gotten to the foul line a couple times. He's holding them in it right now offensively. They've got to try to withstand what Marquise Noel is doing. What makes it so difficult with Marquise Noel is he's already dropped 20 and 30 in a game. So you can't play him for the pass because he proves he'll score on you. And now he's just reading that and just diming his teammates. This is really impressive.
Take me inside the locker room then. Play the role, the always demanding role of Tom Izzo, and tell me what he's telling his troops.
I think you got to get the ball out of his hands. You got to try to, any of those ball screen situations, you got to have to try to double him. But you can't do it consistently. He's too smart. You got to have dead ball situations like foul line situation. After a timeout, we're going to blitz him, get it out of his hands, because he's too good. It's like a great quarterback. If he knows you're playing him, which they're doing right now, they're kind of playing drop coverage, which means the big man's dropping off. He's beating the big man and forcing help. So get it out of his hands a couple possessions. Don't let him know what you're doing every possession.
Izzo's been there a million times. Jerome Tang in the Sweet 16 for the first time, and he's got a lead. He's 20 minutes away from the Elite Eight. What's his message?
You definitely have to fight against that. I remember first time I was an assistant coach, we were in the Final 8 against Oklahoma. We had a 9-point lead. Coming out at halftime, I'm saying to the other assistant, we're going to the Final 4.
No, you didn't.
We lost it.
No, you didn't.
We lost. Oh, yeah. You're so excited. You want it so bad, and your team's playing well. You got to fight against that. You have to fight with those guys 20 more minutes. This is going to be a grind. We got to grind it for 20 more minutes. It is really hard to do for a coach because these are young guys. I was young then. I was only 25.
Yeah, learning a valuable lesson at the age of 25. We're coming back here with more on AT&T at the half in just a second. What we got going on social? No, I'll be like, he's dropping them to everybody. Yeah, it's been like that in the first half. 43
and against
38.
Michigan State. They used a Magic Johnson meme against Michigan State.
There's a regulation against that.
Targets are on site.
This is Orange team.
Taking on Florida Atlantic. Owls and Vols. Dipper on 9 o'clock here on TBS. There is a game going on CBS even as we speak. And Arkansas and UConn. Look at Donovan Clingan.
Sharing is caring.
That's the backup center, by the way. 7'2".
Huskies clinging to a lead over the Razorbacks.
Boy, Ernie.
You know who gave me that one? Lily.
Madness loves company. But what else loves company?
Pom-poms.
Oh, yes. You really can't just have one.
No, that's just a palm. No one likes a palm.
I don't.
No.
You know what I do like? Pom-poms.
There it is. See, what happened there is you gave it a friend. Suddenly, Palms got another friend named Palm.
And then they became pom-poms.
And what do, Lily? They dance.
Madness loves company. Connect with AT&T 5G.
First half assist, a Kansas State record. 27 points created, 63% of the offense. We'll run it back second half after this.
Kansas has great flavor. In Texas, well, they're always dishing it out.
Not those brackets, these brackets. I'm talking Tournament of Champions.
This year is crazy. You've got the possible Cinderella story. This contender is a heavy hitter. You can't.
All new Tournament of Champions Sunday night at 8 on Food Network. And watch the Men's March Madness Tournament.
coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Taco Bell's grilled cheese burritos. Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. And by Dove Men 72-hour antiperspirant.
What a setting here. Madison Square Garden, our first Sweet 16 game of the night. Michigan State, Kansas State. Great run by Kansas State as you take a look at our Buick first half stats. It's a 5-point halftime lead for the Wildcats. So Jim Jackson, let's talk about Tom Izzo and Michigan State's answer at this point.
Well, the first thing you need to do with Noel is, again, the defensive plan was to force him east and west and not allow him to turn the corner. I think the adjustment is going to be made by Michigan State to force him to have to, one, drive that way, but when he's in 2 feet in the lane, to finish over height instead of over helping. That'll keep defenders at home on the shooters. Izzo's been in this situation before. Again, cut down on some of those unforced turnovers. Now you don't allow K-State to get out in transition.
Tell you, Marquise Noel, he's made for a moment like this. Underestimated to undeniable. Presented by Powerade, Jimmy, and we're looking at Marquise Noel. Who else?
Well, of course, it's the passes, but it's in position where now you see the defense here. He's able to get out in transition. He drops a dime, and then the 3 ball that he knew was going in. Like any guard, especially one that can see the floor. If he's able to get the line of sight open and the vision is there, he's going to make you play. And you see this right now with the most assists through 3 career games. It's a reason why he's an outstanding passer of the basketball.
33 in the first 3. Got a half to go here in this Sweet 16 matchup. Allie LaForce camping at the Kansas State locker room. What'd you learn, Allie, from Jerome Tang?
And coach was really concerned about the rebounding, and also he was concerned with the swiping down on defense. He said otherwise, besides the fouls, he's really happy with the way they're playing, shooting over 62%. The reason they're still in this game is because of their defensive lack of keeping their hands by their side and playing with their feet.
Good stuff, Allie. Thank you for that. So with 5:46 left in the half, Jimmy, Michigan State had their biggest lead. They were up 4. Kansas State went on an 11-2 run in 2 minutes. They went on an 11-2 run. They took control. Now we're underway in half number 2. And Michigan State with the ball to start it. Trip to the Elite 8 on the line here in the East region. Again, Purdue, the 1 seed, taken out by FDU in round 1. And then the 2 seed, Marquette, taken out by Michigan State in round 2. And 4 of the top 6 seeds in the East eliminated. Kansas State rolls in here as the best seed. They are a 3 seed coming out of the Big 12. First possession of the half for the Wildcats. Late clock here, down to 6. And Noel misses. And a wrestle for it between Sissoko and Tomlin. That'll be a held ball. Kansas State with the possession arrow.
But that's the defense I was talking about. That time you didn't overhelp. When Noel drove, it was one-on-one defense, and now you have to force him to finish oversized, not able to do it. Unfortunately for Michigan State, they weren't able to come up with the defensive rebound.
Both teams shot it well from 3-point range in the first half. Michigan State made 5 threes. Remember, they had been struggling down in the low 20% range in the 3 tournament games, the Big Ten tournament and the NCAA tournament. That's Johnson's shot. He comes up short. Kansas State, 58% from 3. They made 7 threes. Turnover on the run. Sills got Noel and Johnson with him, and the big man swatted from behind, but Tomlin cranks it down. Chase down block, but right into the hands of Naquan Tomlin. Kansas State racking up a ton of highlights already. Lobs, dunks. That time it was Tomlin who hung with it. Noel guarding Hogard. Hogard wants to post him up. Backs him down. Double team comes. Hogard works around it, misses. And Carter falls down. That's going to be a foul on Michigan State. You're right. I thought he may have walked.
I thought he traveled before and watched the hustle. Aiken's able to get the block, but because Tomlin continued to run, he was able to clean up the loose change. You see on the foul here, I thought it was a travel first. But the official called a foul. I think the first possession that Michigan State had, the patience wasn't there because it was a switch with Sissoko, had Noel on the block. But Michigan State didn't recognize that. Could have been an easy 2 inside.
Look at Noel cutting to the basket, and the big man, Tomlin, finds him. Return of the favor. Michigan State runs it back quick. Joey Hauser for 3. He's got another one. Joey Hauser with his 3rd made 3. 15 for the game.
That's when Michigan State is their most dangerous after a made basket. They get it up quick. Hauser able to benefit off the lack of communication that time by Kansas State in transition.
Walker looking for the post up. Carson Cooper in there. Hogard. Short. And let's see. Going the other way. That'll be a foul on Michigan State.
Joey Hauser right here walks right into it because the ball was flattened out. Excellent pass ahead to Akins on the baseline. That flattened out Kansas State's defense able to hit Hauser for a wide open 3. We saw that in the first half when he had a walk-up 3 in transition as well.
Hauser coming into this game was 7 for 13 on 3 quarters in this tournament. The others really struggling. Nice take to the basket by Desi Sills. Up ahead. Akins, that's denied. That was Tomlin again. Man, he's been active in the second half on the run. Carter loses the handle. Tomlin wisely pulls it back. You see Naquan Tomlin's game just kind of improve and elevate with each passing month this year with Kansas State. Didn't play for his high school team. And he misses the dunk. Carson Cooper there defending, gave him too much real estate. And the lefty fires a 3. Jay Nakins sticks one for Michigan State. Big shot for Sparty.
And credit Tyson Walker because he sprinted on the right-hand side of Hogard. That opened up the shot for Akins in the corner because of that sprint.
It's a foul. Rolls off the rim. Naquan Tomlin will go to the line for a pair.
Well, between the legs, Noel, we've seen the fanciness just a little too far out for Tomlin. And then Akins, you're going to see the backside of this, but it's Walker who sprints, puts Noel in the situation, where do I help? Now you got a 2-on-1 on the strong side of the court, and Akins able to finally knock in that 3-point shot, his 2nd of the game.
Jimmy Carson Cooper with 4 fouls now. Tomlin misses the first. Well, it's the greatest culinary competition in the world, period. Tournament of Champions, hosted by Guy Fieri. All new episodes Sunday night, 8, 7 Central on Food Network. Naquan Tomlin, I mentioned, didn't play for his high school team. He just played at Rucker. His high school is right across the street from Rucker Park. That's an education in its own.
Yep.
He gets a chance to go play junior college ball, became a junior college All-America, and then able to transfer in here to Kansas State. Been a great fit.
What'd you say, late bloomer?
Say late bloomer, and getting in some of that structure. And he, you know, Jerome Tang said he's got as much upside as anybody he's ever coached, and that's saying a lot. Jerome Tang has coached a lot of great players, especially all those years at Baylor. Going to be a foul on Cam Carter. Cam Carter, the transfer from Mississippi State, who's been wowed by his experience in New York City already, as have many of these participants in the East Regional.
Malik Hall back in the lineup. See if he can have an impact offensively and defensively in this second half.
In the corner, Walker, no. Hall trying to keep it alive. And into the photographers goes Masood.
But that's the activity. Hall right there. He may not have been able to gather the rebound, but because he was able to keep it alive, Masood not able to handle it, he gets Michigan State another possession.
Hogard trying to get downhill, and he lays it in, up and over Gassan. That's 6'9" he's taken on.
Yeah, but a beautiful move. Also, just a little contact with his left shoulder created enough space that he was able to utilize that and softly bank it off the glass.
This game's got the feel, Jim, where the clock's going to roll. I mean, they're playing a pretty clean basketball game. Not a lot of fouls, not a lot of turnovers, but it's going to get late in a hurry for both of these teams. The miss, the block, Hall with the block. Down on the ground is Noel. Grabbing at his right ankle, lower leg. And a timeout on the floor here. So, anxious moments here for Kansas State. Check that right foot. Oh, rolled it.
On the plant.
Yikes. We'll take a break.
Kansas State was really effective off their pick and roll offensively in that first half. Malik Hall picked up foul trouble, got out the game, but we saw him kind of impact the defense for Kansas State here. Look, no fast break points, but Michigan State was able to get some good shots off early in the shot clock. And then the three-point shooting, Michigan State already was 7, and that's the plant right there on Noel. And he's on the bench right now being attended to. But I'll go back to this. It's the adjustment that Michigan State has made of playing Noel one-on-one and not over-helping. Love to see that in the second half by the Spartans.
Allie's over there with athletic trainer Luke Sauber. We'll get you an update when one becomes available. Retape on the end of the bench. Noel does not sit often. Played the entire 40 minutes in round 2. There's Malik Hall. He's starting to come on here in this second half. Little turnaround jump hook is good. And it's a 2-point game. Kansas State with a lead in the ball.
It feels like Kansas State is up or should be up, but Michigan State doing an excellent job of keeping this game into balance where if they make a run, they feel that they can take control of it.
Totally different game with Noel on the bench, however. The flow of the offense. And a turnover right away. First possession without him. Hauser with his head up, looking for teammates. Walker lets it fly. No good. The follow is good. Akins puts it back, and we are tied at 50.
And very important, Michigan take advantage of the minutes that Noel is on the bench.
It's a 9-1 Michigan State run. Almost another turnover. You can see how unsettled Kansas State is without their leader.
Well, when you're accustomed to a young man like that running the offense, what you're used to doing is being in position to receive some passes, be on the second side, and now Keontae Johnson has to initiate the offense, which is different.
Sells misses. And that's going to be a foul. Let's see, I believe that's on Michigan State. Dangerous because Gasson in foul trouble already. Gasson playing with 2 fouls. And they're going to get Joey Hauser, which will be his second.
They're saying that Hauser had Gasson. Pass inside of Michigan State, didn't even pay attention. That time, a critical mistake on the inbound pass, but smart play by Kansas State to take it out, get it out the officials' hands quickly before Michigan State was set.
On the rim line goes Hogard, and he's fouled. And a primal scream. Chance at a 3-point play.
Right back at you. Michigan State wasn't ready. Right here, no one is on the ball. He just passed it off his back, and no one was on the ball, so it was an easy pass. And then Hogard, the smart thing, got right by Cam Carter, and the help on the backside wasn't there. Let's see if Hogard can complete the old-fashioned 3-point play.
Hogard misses, can't finish it. And last touch by Michigan State. Let's send it over to Allie. What do you have, Al?
Well, guys, the moment they finished retaping Noel's ankle, they let him go. So he hopped all the way to the corner of the court. It's when Michigan State tied it so he could wave his towel and get his team fired up. That's how much his leadership means. I asked the athletic training staff, is he going to pain management and play through it? They said, knowing him, yes.
Only gets worse the longer you sit. Might as well get back on the floor. Johnson misses, and man, Akins is flying high. Big rebound right there. Akins pulls it back, gets it organized into the hands of Walker, and the point guard Hogard will exit the area. Walker plenty capable. Now Hauser. Hogard with 6 to shoot. Guarded by Sills. Hogard with the left hand. And he's fouled. Another one is down. And another chance at 3 from Michigan State.
Why that was smart is because Tyson Walker reset the offense. And Hogard wanted it early, but Tyson felt we needed to be able to get this defense in a position where you could go. And once he got it back to Hogard, the spacing was there. He was able to finish inside, and Noel, you know he was going to check back in this game. There's no tomorrow after this, B.A.
First lead for Michigan State since it was 26-25. Hoggard does finish off the three-point possession there. So it's an 11-2 run from Michigan State. They're up 3. Noel back on the floor after rolling his right ankle. Well, he wasn't gone long, but you could see how disruptive it was with Noel off the floor. Michigan State capitalized. The Sparty run now, covering 3.5 minutes. Noel, hot pass, runs it down, puts it up, late clock. Are you kidding? Okay. He's hobbled, but he just buries one, a three-pointer off the glass as the shot clock was expiring.
I mean, this is just awareness of understanding the shot clock, time and score, get it up. Maybe if you miss, there's an opportunity for an offensive rebound, but what a heads-up play. And here's the challenge right here. How explosive can he actually be pace-wise if the ankle is not responding?
See all that torque he put on the right ankle just to get that shot up. Backdoor cut from Hall. Now he's posted up. Hall, and he's stripped away by Noel. Noel gives it to Carter. Straight line drive, and he lays it in.
I don't understand what Sissoko was looking at. I mean, right there, the ball didn't get stopped in that transition, but Sissoko kind of ran away from the paint a little bit and allowed Carter free reign at the rim. See if Sparty can respond.
Noel not moving well at all. They take it right to him, miss a 3. Here goes Walker now, finds Akins. 3 ball is in. Michigan State back in front. Back and forth they go. Akins now with 11. He's knocked down 3 three-pointers. Hauser's hit 3 threes as well. Overall, Michigan State 8 for 16. That one hit the backboard. Massoud misses from the corner, and now Michigan State trying to add to it. Hall drives on Carter and lays it in. Spartans by 3.
And that secondary transition, Malik Hall able to navigate his way down the lane. I talked about the X factor. I'm telling you, this young man has the offensive potential to take over his game, and I love the calm and confidence he had on that last possession.
Noel and Massoud, 2-man game here. Looking for the back door. He gets it. Carter springs free underneath. Tom Izzo losing his mind over there on that Michigan State sideline. Spartans lead by a point. Yeah, it's going to be a whistle. Jeffrey Anderson puts the air in it, and I think we have maybe blood on the knee, or it is an official's timeout, and a little cleanup is going to be required. I'm not sure who it is yet, but one of the Spartans needs tending to.
Imagine a new Buick designed to make your life a piece of cake. I was going to say easy as pie, but that's way better.
How's this for a nice play by a big guy? UConn's Alex Caravan, the steal, the move, the layup. 46-29, Huskies approaching halftime, leading Arkansas. B.A., J.J., Allie, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Greg. UConn out of the Big East, taking on the SEC's Arkansas Razorbacks. That was A.J. Hoggard who had the blood, had to get cleaned up. You see it on his knee, so that's why the whistle and the cleanup. And it'll be Michigan State ball here. 10:43 left. We got Sweet 16s underway here in New York City at Madison Square Garden and in Las Vegas as well. Great night, college basketball. As we get to the second weekend, got a hand on it, did Carter, and that's going to be a foul on Hauser. So he picks up his 3rd foul. He might have stopped transition, but now 3 fouls on the shooter from Michigan State.
Yeah, but an ill-advised pass right there that gets stolen. And notice this too, that Marquise Noel is guarding Trey Holloman, who's off the ball. So trying to get him relief from guarding Tyson Walker, who's the majority ball handler. So let's keep our eye on that too, to see if you can get that switch to make Noel have to work on that ankle.
Going to be a foul here on Holloman. Noel, he's active, no question, but he's not moving well. You can tell he is hobbled.
Yeah, but one thing you have to do, too, he's an excellent passer, but he is short. So you have to put pressure on him to pass the ball through hands that are in the air and activity. If you allow your hands to stay down, he's going to pick you apart like we saw in the first half.
Yeah, good point. Noel, 10 first half assists. No hesitation, peels it back. Working with Masood now. Malik Hall is on him. And Noel going to work. Oh, what a pass. And Johnson is there for the dunk. Just drawing all the traffic, the vortex that is Marquise Noel. Kansas State back in front. 7 ties, 6 lead changes already. This is going to be a wild finish here. Hall, the turnaround, and he is fouled. Michigan State getting a lot of action inside right now.
But where does it come from? Because there's a help on the baseline with Holloman, and then Keontae Johnson reads the situation, goes right to the middle of the court. Noel's been short for a while, so he understands how to navigate through the trees. It's that you just got to make those passes difficult because he's so adept at finding the little gaps to get the ball to his teammates.
Hall hits the first. Don't forget coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship, Sweet 16. It begins tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. on ESPN. For more information on game times and listings, go to NCAA.com. Hogard back on the floor. So Hall with 10 points, 8 in the half. He stays on the floor. Hogard, the point guard, replaces Trey Holloman.
Well, I think, too, with that substitution, you can't hide Noel at this point with Hogard, with Walker, or with Akins. So really good, smart, strategic move that time by Michigan State.
Noel finding Tomlin, gets the other side of the rim, lays it in. Remember Hauser playing with 3 fouls. He had to be cautious there. Kansas State goes right at him to regain the lead. And we got a foul underneath on Tomlin.
Well, you have an empty side strong corner, so there's no help coming in, and that time Hauser tried to jump out a little bit, and once you do that, the pocket pass was there for Tomlin to finish inside. And
it's a new regionals record, by the way, for Noel, 14 assists. Sitting on 14 right now with 9:25 remaining in regulation. 18 is the NCAA tournament record. With the scoop, A.J. Hogard taking over here. Back in front go the Spartans. 16 for Hogard. Noel guarded by Walker. Malik Hall on the floor with the 4 starters. This is a familiar lineup for Tom Izzo, his small lineup. Little fadeaway from Noel, he's cooking. Even with a bad ankle, 12 points, 14 assists. And Noel forced to guard Hogard. Walker set up for 3. Walker drills one. Tyson Walker with 8. He shot it at 41% this year. Michigan State is a team in the regular season up over 40% from 3-point range. Lit it up from beyond the arc. Noel gets a step and he is fouled.
We go back to Marquise Noel here. He stops, assesses, maintains the pivot, and then able to shoot over the top. And Walker, good defense, but then 2 feet in the paint, you kick it out. Tyson Walker able to square those puppies up. Listen, on the season, Michigan State attempts 18 3-point shots a game. They make 7. Right now, they're 9 for 17. So excellent use of the 3-point line in this game. A lot of it coming off assists, off of dribble penetration.
Well, Kansas State's going to be at the free throw line a lot already in the bonus. 8-10 remaining in regulation as we send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, just as you're watching Noel and Walker go head-to-head, think about this. 12 years ago in 2011, they were going head-to-head on opposing AAU teams here in New York City, coached by Tyson's father, James. It goes way back, guys.
Oh, good stuff. This is such a great New York City connection here. Tyson Walker from Westbury, New York, on Long Island. Wait for Christ the King. Here's Hauser in the corner. He's got another one. big shot for Joey Hauser. That's his 4th made 3. Michigan State up by 3. Hauser looks like he's ready for the moment. In the corner, Carter answers. We're tied at 70. Back and forth they go. Hogard now with Carter on him. There's the switch. Gasson picks him up. They clear it out. Hogard probing, 10 to shoot. To the corner, Hall, shot fake, drives it. Now Hauser again, hot hand, missed it. Offensive rebound, Cooper. Another reset for Michigan State.
Good job inside of Cooper to keep it alive. Hauser just fading just a little bit on that shot, but both teams doing an excellent job of penetrating and kicking for open shots.
12 second chance points. Cannot finish that one off. So Michigan State +6 on the offensive glass. It's a big story. You heard Jerome Tang tell Ali that early in his first interview. All tied at 70. 6.5 to go. A trip to the Elite 8. Carter gives it right back. Noel takes a peek.
He'll shoot it. He'll shoot it from there.
And Noel gets a step, drives it. Oh, I think he was looking for the lob.
Yeah, he was.
And it is Gasson who cleans it up. It's good defense by Michigan State, but a fortuitous bounce right to David Gasson, and Kansas State in front.
Yeah, Malik Hall was able to tip it, but that tip carried him right to Gasson, and smartly took it right up, even through a little bit of contact.
Hauser is fouled. So the foul goes on Gasson. Timeout on the floor. Hang on, folks. We're set up for a wild one here in New York City.
Better buckle up here.
Wow, we make this place go crazy.
You got a brand new Mr. TNT.
Makes a quick stop. You don't want to miss this, baby.
We go off the rails.
One-timer, they score!
On the path to the playoffs, and we have the Stanley Cup final on TNT.
Are you kidding me?
Let's go!
NHL on TNT every Wednesday.
Well, it's been a rough three-point shooting NCAA tournament until tonight. Look at that, 19 combined threes as we check our game summary. That's the most in this tourney. Most this game is 23 in a game. And a who's who, Jim Jackson?
That's Lupe, Izzo. So that's Smitty, Steve Smith. That's Clevo, Mateen Cleaves. Zeke, we got to give him a little smile and something there. I don't know what that is.
Bad face.
I know, I went to public school, man. Charlie Bell. And the owner, Matt Ishbia, okay, of the Phoenix Suns right there, all in attendance.
You forgot Kirk Gibson.
Well, I'm not a baseball guy, but
come on, man.
Come on, man. I mean, I'm sorry.
We're set up. There he is.
You know, I was looking at all the things.
Year of the improbable, the impossible has happened, Jimmy.
I left that for you so you can do that.
We may have that later in this game.
Oh.
Remember where he's sitting, Andrew
That's
Greathouse,
right.
our director. Easy to find. Missed the free throw there. So Kansas State, 72-70. They lead it. 5:45 remaining.
Slip pass.
Tomlin, he has run down a number of passes. And Ish Massoud. Harlem in the house. Another three from Massoud. He's got 10 points. His third three-pointer.
And how many times has Kansas State been this close to turning the ball over, and it results in a basket for their offense? 8-0 run right now by Kansas State. See if Michigan State can respond.
Spartans down 5. Here's Akins. He drives it, and that is a travel. Akins turns it over. Ish Massoud found the range here at Madison Square Garden.
Well, Cooper with the late closeout and the tentative closeout. Now watch here. Akins, if you come to 2 feet, a 2-foot jump, now it's not a travel, but because he shuffled his feet, it was an easy call that time by the official Jeffrey Anderson on that.
Keeps him on the ground.
Keeps him on the ground. And then he can make a decision out of that and be on balance.
It's a key possession right here. Michigan State needing a stand. Kansas State trying to add to their lead. And this 8-0 run and a rim run by Tomlin comes up short. And a good look at it. Gets his own offensive board. Tomlin springs free and lays it in.
But that's the exact same play. That time Tomlin able to handle the ball with the slipstream.
Open three in the corner is good. Tom Izzo calls timeout. Tyson Walker hits a big three for Michigan State.
Well, back and forth we go. Kansas State able to score, but then Sparty able to get right back in it with a three to cut this lead down to 4.
The NCAA March Madness men's tournament run. Pick 5 teams. You make trades after every game. Compete with friends to get the most points. Start your entry now. Play.ncaa.com. Jimmy's got the Crayola box out. What do you got, Jim?
That's right. Well, right here is a play where Kansas State wants to get into. Watch Tomlin come up, set the screen, but slip, and Aiken is way up here, and nobody is there for the back release. And once you do that, the slip is open. Knowing that Hauser is going to hesitate and jump out a little bit, you have no backside help. That just see the adjustment if they run it again for Michigan State defensively.
Tom Izzo gets that quick timeout. They run it twice. Let's see if there is that adjustment. Tom Izzo, one of the all-time greats at those in-game adjustments. That's why he's been so successful. Get the late clock here. Noel trying to shake Akins. Cannot. Wow. The defense by Akins. And they tie him up. And that's Michigan State ball.
Keep it simple. Beautiful defense by Aiken because he did not go for any of the dribbling. He maintained his position, but at the end, he used his height. Straight up, straight down, blocked the shot, forced Noel into a tough situation, and ultimately a turnover. Big-time defensive possession by Aiken.
Akins missed 4 games, had a stress reaction early in the season. Coming back from off-season surgery. Tremendous defensive stand. Now Hogard gives it back to Hauser. He's open for 3. No. He's missed back-to-back threes. Tomlin. He's going to drive it. Take it on Hauser with those fouls. No good. Maybe a little quick. Idea was right, but he didn't have the shot he wanted. Walker, got that over the hands of Johnson. That's a tough angle down there. Walker fights it to the top. Hogard will get it organized. One left. Sells on him. Hogard. And he's fouled again. Man, that has worked time and time again in this second half. A.J. Hogard getting to his sweet spots. Pac Stanley Cup playoffs begins April 18th on TBS. Don't miss a minute of the action. Home to the Rangers here, Madison Square Garden. World's most famous arena, and a show worthy between these two teams, Michigan State and Kansas State. So Jimmy, Michigan State now will be headed to the line. They're in the bonus the rest of the way. Foul trouble is a story. Desi Sells has fouled out. Gasson with 4. Tomlin has 3. Carson Cooper with 4. And Hauser, he's been playing with 3. Let's see if he gets a little more aggressive on the defensive end. Hogard, first free throw is good.
Well, and down the stretch of the game is limiting your empty possessions, being able to get shots at the rim. Which team can do that, but also which team can manufacture multiple stops on the defensive end. That creates the separation you need in order for your offense to thrive. So critical areas down the stretch of this last 3 minutes and 24 seconds.
2-point game. Michigan State has withstood a couple of runs from Kansas State, an 11-2 run in the first half, a 10-0 run here in the second half. Noel playing on a bad ankle. He finds Massoud again from the logo. Massoud. When you're feeling it, you're feeling it. 4 for 6 from 3-point range. And a long-range bomb to give Kansas State a 5-point lead. Hogard turns it over. Noel comes out of the pack. Tight quarters. Hogard couldn't get the basketball through it. Michigan State with 11 giveaways. Remember, that was Kansas State's biggest concern, turning it over.
Pick and roll is going to come back in the middle with Noel and Tomlin.
Crunch time. 2:20 to go. Noel with Akins on him. Goes to the right hand. It's blocked. Hauser is there. Again, great defense by Akins. Yes. He's come up big here. Hogard gives it to Hauser. Good to great. No good. 3 in a row missed. And that is going to be Kansas State ball. Heads-up play by Cam Carter.
Listen, this is really good defense, but Massoud steps out a little bit further. Malik Hall can't recover that far because of the little penetration by Noel, and all you can do is pat him on the butt and say, great shot, because he's deep from behind the three-point line.
Massoud made 1 3 in his only attempt against Kentucky in round 2, but it was a big one.
Yes.
It stretched their lead, and a bit of a dagger in that round 2 matchup. Sweet 16 coming down to the final 2 minutes. Michigan State desperate for a stop here. Guarded that slip much better. Yeah, Michigan State gets it back. That was your call, Jimmy. Izzo called the timeout for that purpose.
You see that slip screen? It wasn't open that time. That put Keontae Johnson in the situation to have to make a play. The officials are going to take a look at this. Look at Hogarth right here. He hits it. The ball is up. It's off the chest, but I think it goes. Oh, no, Keontae Johnson at the end pops it up.
Under 2 minutes, you can check. Officials always do. And this should be Michigan State basketball.
Well, you hope that when you call the timeout, your young men respond to what you're talking about, because you know you're going to see that play again. I thought Jerome Lane was smart where he didn't come back to it right away, tried to sneak it in, but Michigan State did an excellent job of communicating early. That forced Keontae Johnson to a situation where he had to take the shot. Excellent defense once again. That time by Hogarth, by going straight up and straight down.
Let's bring in Gene Steratore. What are those professional officials' eyes see, Gene?
I see it off of Johnson too, like JJ did. I think the right hand pushes through that mix right there, and you can see the right hand finish it off and go out. Now they will go over and make sure they check time real quick, just to make sure that the seconds count from this point on, guys.
Tension mounts for the officials as well, Gene, in spots like this. Minute 44 left.
Well, I think it's critical, too, you look at that
Most
play.
definitely, B.A.
Yeah, thanks, Gene, too, because when the ball goes up, they're also checking to see if it kind of grazed off of Hogarth's face, too, at the end, like right there. But his head is turning to the side, and I don't know if it's an indication that it touched his face. So now you're saying that it's Michigan State's ball, but now, like Gene said, you got to check the clock.
There's the call, Jimmy. Michigan State basketball. Standby official Clarence Armstrong involved heavily in those looks as well, scrubbing through all the replays, trying to find the best one. So minimal delay, but it will be Michigan State basketball. Great stand right there. Minute 45 left. Spartans trailing with the ball. Sure-handed point guard A.J. Hogarth at the controls.
Watch the slip screen by Hauser.
Walker looking for some space. Walker to the corner, and the lefty fires. Another one is down. Jaden Akins. Great play. The review allows Izzo to set something up, and Michigan State is within 2. Akins with 11 points. He's just buried his 4th 3. I beg your pardon. His 3rd 3. Approaching 1 minute. Noel shakes home. Noel with the mid-range jumper. Timeout, Jerome Tang.
Oh, back and forth we go. We've seen this all night. Dribble penetration. You fade to the corner. Be ready to shoot. Akins able to capitalize, but not to be outdone. Marquise Noel over the top. Did not put this game up.
What a perfect day to boost your FICO score with your rent.
Mine went up, I'm happy to say.
And it's thanks to Experian.
Now rent can boost your FICO score. Go to Experian.com or get the app now.
Well, the Spartans have found their three-point range here in the Sweet 16, Jim.
But a lot of it has been because of the spacing, the passing, the deep dribble penetration, sucking in the defense, and then being ready to shoot at the end of the day. When you put the pass on time and on target as a shooter, that's all you want. You let it go with confidence. Sparty, 12 for 24, 50%.
Akins with 14. Let me update that. 4 made threes. First 3 games in the tournament play. struggle. Different story here tonight. Cashing in half of their three-pointers. Hogard gets to the paint. Hogard hangs. No, the follow by Hall. And one. Malik Hall. A chance to get Michigan State within one.
Again, it's the dribble penetration. Because you have to help, you're taking a body off of someone. Tomlin took it off of Hall. Hall did the smart thing and stood right in front of the rim, or on the side of the rim.
Unsettled first half for Hall, but he's been better in the second half. That's a big miss. 2-point game. Clock ticks.
Yeah, you know where the ball going, right? This young man right here has got to make a play.
And that's Akins, who's been so good on him late in the second half. Both teams in the bonus here. Noel probing, now 5 to shoot. He's going to take a long three, and Noel misses. Hauser the rebound. Shot clock is off. Michigan State will talk it over. Down 2. Sam Hauser sees his brother rip down the board. Michigan State with a basketball, 19 and change left.
I don't like to play at the end. The reason why is because what's worked for Noel is him utilizing the pick and roll, able to turn the corner, attract the defense. And now he's made a couple pull-ups, and that's worked. He sucked into defense and kicked it out. That's worked. But that's where the advantage for Akins right there to contest 23 feet out pays in. For Michigan State, you don't need a 3, of course. You want to be able to get a high-quality shot. That's not a quick shot. But what they've been able to do also is get 2 feet in the paint off of a high pick and roll or off of a swing. Now, Joey Hauser has been open on a couple of the slip plays to get a 3. Okay, so let's keep our eye on that for Michigan State.
Hauser's missed 3 in a row now. So the next Kansas State foul is going to send Michigan State to the line for 2 in the double bonus. Joey Hauser off to a great start, knocking down 4 early threes. Really got Michigan State settled in that first half. And Joey with 18 points, 6 rebounds. And he's played a good chunk of this second half with 3 fouls. Michigan State has 1 timeout remaining. Kansas State with 2. We've had 10 ties, 12 lead changes. And let's see who is going to take the big shot for the Spartans.
Yeah, critical play to get this ball inbound cleanly as well. If it gets tipped to the back court, now that's an advantage to Kansas State. Look at the bigger Tomlin right now on Walker.
Game on the line. Michigan State down 2. And they're going to work clock and go for the last one. Walker drives it with 5 on the clock. Walker scores! We're tied at 82. Kansas State can win it here. Clock ticks. Noel weaves. Noel puts it up, and it's no good. And put another 5 on the clock. We're going to overtime. What a finish. In regulation, Noel had a look at it. But we play on at Madison Square Garden.
Well, listen, the isolation play, Walker able to get the ball up and in through the contact. Excellent pass out. Johnson leading Noel down the court, eliminating, taking time off the clock. And Noel was able to get downhill off the switch here. This game going back and forth. Overtime is what we wanted. Overtime is what we got.
What a game. What a play. What a finish at the rim by Tyson Walker.
And this time, too, did Tyson go a little bit early, leave too much time on the clock? Maybe, but he felt that he had the advantage in that situation. And actually, Cam Carter was in really good position. You know, sometimes you can play outstanding defense, but the offensive player makes just a better shot, and that's what happened in that situation.
Kansas State been in a lot of these games. None in the NCAA tournament, of course. 4-0 this season. We'll jump it up. 5 more minutes on the clock. First overtime here. Marquise Noel with 16 points, 15 assists. Just 2 turnovers and had a good look, had a shot to win the game. Came up short. Michigan State still breathing. Tom Izzo, man. Coaches get a lot of credit in this game, sometimes too much. Yeah. But he calls a timeout and draws up a play. It's great confidence. His players execute. See if there's an answer. Just bully ball inside. Keontae Johnson.
There's that been because Johnson had the advantage right there. I love it. And turnover.
Cross-court pass. Bad idea. Akins turns it over. Carter with the steal. Kansas State with the ball and a 2-point lead.
You go right back to the same play.
Johnson again. Comes up short. Maybe ill-advised there. The foul.
But why step back, Keontae? Because you had the advantage on a hole guard. Use that big body. As you go back to the first play, this is an excellent play. Back him down, fill him. Nobody comes to help. Reach. I teach. You're able to score. But then the next play, he opts to take a step back 3. So you bailed out the defense that time, and the hole guard able, after the rebound, to get a foul to get to the line.
Double bonus. 2 shots for Hogard. Kansas State with their 10th team foul. Hogard with 19. He's 8 of 9 from the free throw line. Ish Massoud back on the floor. He's had some big threes in this game. Gasson will sit. You don't lose any size, and you gain a 3-point shooter. And Michigan State, they are battle tested. Played one of the toughest schedules in the country, always. Tom Izzo believes it pays off in games like this. Kansas State, the surprise team in the Big 12, picked dead last to start the year. Noel gives it to Johnson. Hogard pokes it free. That'll be Kansas State ball with 9 to shoot. Johnson will put it in. Noel, what a game. And he's going to let it fly from the logo again. His last 2 shots, I mean, they're great if they go. They're highlights, but ill-advised.
Yeah, but sometimes you live with that. I think Jerome and the staff understand that sometimes that's the case, but in overtime, you want to be more conscious of your shot selection and not bailing out the defense to see if Michigan State can take advantage of it on this end of the court.
Clear it out. Tyson Walker guarded by Johnson. Walker's going to pull a 3. Oh, and he buries one. A contested 3. Michigan State in front. First lead since the 7:32 mark, when it was 70-67. Noel, the scoop. He's fouled. Couple of free throws coming for Marquise Noel.
Well, Tyson Walker is reading the feet of Keontae Johnson. He opens up just to the left a little bit, giving him enough space to be able to create that 3-point shot. And Noel, listen, when he turns the corner, Aiken has been playing outstanding defense when he's going to the basket. Noel, that time, he reached down, caught the foul. Smart play by Noel.
Calmly knocks down the first.
Well, and see, that's why I don't think you need those bailout shots. Yeah. Because he can get in a position to either score, get fouled, or create an opportunity for his teammate.
Gasson back on the floor as Noel buries a couple of free throws. Offense, defense here with Gasson and Massoud. Michigan State leads it by a point. Tyson Walker 0 for 5 from 3-point land coming into this game in the tournament. 0 for 3 in the round 2 matchup against Marquette. But he is having a night. He's hit some big ones here. He's made 4 in this game, and they're looking for him again. This time, it's Gasson on him. Walker, no good. Comes up short, rebound Carter.
Good defense that time by Gasson by maintaining his position and forcing Walker to shoot over, you know, that 6'9" frame.
Kansas State can take the lead here. Then a wild one. Great pass. Gasson puts the Wildcats in front. Joey Hauser on the deck. Looks like he's injured.
But see this dribble, that dribble right there, that extra dribble allowed Gasson to clear the space. If he tries to pass that earlier, he's not open. Gasson, but 1, 2, this dribble right there got the opening, and unfortunately Hauser gets kicked right there, right below the calf and outside.
Let's keep an eye on him. He's down the block right now.
Yep.
Comes for the screen. This is Hogard now with Carter on him. Almost falls. And he lays it in. Count the basket and 1. Strong like bull. A.J. Hogard. Michigan State back in front.
Slips, good defense, regains control, maintains eye on the basket, and Hogard shaking it off.
Nine out of 10 from the line. Make it 10 of 11. 23 for Hogard. Michigan State by 2. Kansas State with a basketball. Noel drawing a lot of traffic. Bounce pass into Gasson. And he lays it in. Assist number 17 for Noel. Second most in NCAA tournament history.
And that time they went to the left side of the court and ran that slip screen. Noel able to bounce it with his right hand.
Hogard working on Noel. That's a mismatch right there. Just took him down on the block. Scored it easily.
Well, which team can get a stop is the question. Both teams going back and forth. Excellent offense, defense not being able to provide support.
Noel gets a step on Akins. Gives it up. Tomlin lost the handle. Gets it back and a foul on Hauser. Free throws for Naquan Tomlin.
And this one, Noel coming to a strong hand now. On the backside, Malik Hall is stuck in between Noel, or you go to Gasson, and this time we seen Hogard all day. Left hand, turn, spin, use that big body, soft touch. Right back at you off the glass.
Mark Wade has the all-time record. 17 assists for Noel as Tomlin makes it a 1-point game. Playing with a bad ankle. Rolled his right ankle early in the second half. Hasn't affected him. 2 for 2. Naquan Tomlin. Clutch free throws. We are tied at 92. Sweet 16, baby, at NYC. What a game.
Is it March already?
Next stop, Final Four.
I love this time of year.
One for the ages here in the Sweet 16. Michigan State, Kansas State tied at 92. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. It was a Tyson Walker layup that tied this game. Michigan State able to cover a 5-point deficit late. Jimmy, this is the game reset. Possession arrow belongs to Michigan State. And how about Marquise Noel? And when he went down, Jim, this did not look promising for Kansas State.
Well, out of sorts a little bit offensively, which you expect because your leader is not on the court. But once he was able to get back in, get settled, these were the plays that he was able to make. Again, I think the ankle loosened up a little bit enough where he didn't think about it. And now he's getting to his spots. Jerome Link doing an excellent job of utilizing the high pick and roll and the slip screens to put Michigan State in a quandary on the back line because they haven't adjusted to that slip to be able to take away that pocket pass inside.
That was UNLV's Mark Wade in '87 in the national semifinal that had 18 assists. Foul situation as we get under a minute and a half in this first overtime. Tied at 92. Biggest lead either way has been 9. That was Kansas State. Walker coming off 23 against Marquette. Second team all Big Ten. He spins. Walker puts it up. No good. Missed it badly. Rebound Carter. Kansas State with a chance as we go under a minute. Jerome Tang sets it up. Going for the lob! Keontae Johnson on the receiving end. Assist number 18 from Noel. None bigger. Kansas State in front. Hogard going to work. Blocked. Gasson.
I mean, how do you fall asleep on the back line? A.J. Hogard just throws it up and he gets behind him. And then the block by Gasson.
Got a foul on a three-point attempt. I believe he had both feet behind the line. Malik Hall. Jeffrey Anderson coming together with Jeb Hartness. I want to get this straight. Let's take a look.
And we couldn't see it from our angle as far as because it was so convoluted in the corner, but it was Cam Carter that ran through Malik Hall. So I think they're calling it on that while the shot was going up.
So did the shot leave the hand? There was certainly a foul as Hall trying to set the screen.
What if that shot goes in?
Somebody bodies
and it's
in the
foul.
corner.
That would have been huge. See right here. The shot, I think the foul may have been committed before the shot goes up. So Malik Hall. Watch him, Cam Carter, right through the pick, and that's before the shot is up. So
officials continue to look, certainly checking, see if the shot is out. And did he, before or after he shot? Paul Sells says before, and that'll be 2 shots here for Malik Hall. Paul Sells was giving me the mime action over here. I appreciate that, letting us know. So Malik Hall will shoot. Gene Steratore, our rules official. What'd you see in that sequence, Gene?
Yeah, you're 100% right. And in college basketball, if the shooter is in his upward motion with the shot, if that shot would have gone in, it would have counted regardless of whether it left his hand or not. That's what they were looking at. The shot upward motion had not started when the contact occurred. So that foul then is without, that shot would not have counted had it gone in. And speaking with Paul Sells, we always learn well to speak with our hands and a little bit of ventriloquism out there too, B.A.
I needed it. That was good. That was good. So there we go. 1 out of 2. It's a 1-point game. Appreciate Gene being there. Wild game like this could come down to a big call. Almost a turnover. Noel's got Jaden Akins on him. Now the switch. Hogard's going to pick him up. 8 to shoot. Long 3. Missed it. Was it deflected is the key. Did Hogard get a hand on it? And the answer is yes from Jeb Hartness, the official. Back to the monitor they go. Noel called it right away.
It looked like a tip, but the back line, you grab the ball anyway. You don't leave it up for discussion because it's not like it's falling out of bounds and you can't get it. Just grab it right there if you can. I don't know, but I think Malik Hall may not have been in position. Let's see on the backside. I know Izzo is saying grab it. Let's see if it's tipped on that last finger right there. Is that middle finger that gets a piece of it?
The rotation of the ball is
changes,
probably
right?
What's interesting. Yeah, it does change. And remember, the call on the floor
was
by
a tip
Jeb
pass.
Hartness was a tip, was a block. So that would be Kansas State ball.
When I think it was on the baseline, Hauser didn't see what happened, so he probably assumed it was an air ball. Malik Hall had a better view of it down below, but there's a finger that touches it right there.
Yeah, you can see the fingers. It was a great shot. Incredible. We can slow it down to that level.
Yes.
Jeffrey Anderson, the crew chief, taking a look at it here. Back to Gene Steratore. And again, you're going through all the sequences here and time on the clock, Gene.
That's where I was going to. I think we could clearly see that it did touch the middle finger of the defender. Then the bounce after the air ball basically hits inbounds. So now that ball is live until it hits something out of bounds. I'm about 4.7, maybe 17.6 on the game clock. I'm playing within a couple tenths, I think, in that area, guys.
Yeah, you're right on it. And right now on the clock, 17-2 and 4.5. So it's going to be somewhere in there. And it is confirmed that it was a block, a partial block, so Kansas State ball here. And 17-4 and 4.5 on the clock. Thank you, Gene.
Michigan State, you got to force this ball to go back out towards half court. Kansas State is going to run some kind of curl to be able to get something in position to get a good shot.
He just added 0.2 of a second on the shot clock, 4-7. Here we go. Kansas State with a lead and the ball. And Tom Izzo wants to talk it over. He's got one timeout left. Overtime number 1. Michigan State with a rally in regulation to force overtime. And Kansas State with the ball, leading by 1. Johnny Bell can't hardly watch. That's the game reset. That possession arrow is no small thing either. Michigan State has possession on a tie-up. Double bonus the rest of the way for either team.
Well, the mistake that a lot of teams make or players make when you're guarding the ball out of bounds is to guard the inside, which is take away the paint, but then you jump to the outside, which opens up a pass, especially with only 4 seconds, to somebody cutting to the basket. You want to be able to maintain your position, force that ball to go either towards the deep sideline or out to half court. Tom Izzo saw the setup. It looked like something was going to be a curl action because you want to be able to get the ball probably in Noel's hands to make a decision. If you can get Keontae Johnson coming off some kind of screen to create some space, that creates an opening. But Keontae is also taking the ball out of bounds, also maybe the most dangerous person as well.
We'll also find out who's willing to go to the line for clutch free throws.
Great point.
If they go to the basket. And now Jerome Tang. We got a timeout fest. Man, just adding to the drama here. Jerome Tang, he saw how Michigan State set it up, and now he wants to draw one up. Oh, what an incredible game this is. Michigan State and Kansas State. Big shot from Tyson Walker. He's found his three-point range. Hogarth's been a beast inside, Jimmy. But the lob has been open for Kansas State.
That was a big play right there. That's a big possession. One offensively beautiful read. Again, the eye contact between Keontae Johnson and Noel, but then Hogarth falling asleep on that critical defensive possession.
These two teams have never met in the NCAA tournament until tonight. They haven't played against one another since 1997. And right now, Kansas State leads it 94-93 with 17.4 remaining in these timeouts on each side, adding some serious tension in the building. Again, Kansas State has one timeout left if they cannot get the ball in bounds. Noel, shortest man on either roster, is going to be the trigger man. And he's got Hauser defending him. There's the pass, and it is Massoud. And Massoud hits a huge shot. A big two. 96-93. 15 for Massoud. Childhood friends hooking up on the biggest stage.
What I tell you about jumping to the ball and allowing that pass to come back underneath the basket. Wow. You can't recover, right? The ball has to go out. But beautiful play, beautiful read by Noel to get it to Massoud. And Massoud able to gather his feet, even if he was fading back a little bit right there. He was able to get, finish, up and in.
No fear. 19th assist for Noel. He sets an NCAA tournament record. And the two guys that stayed at Kansas State, Massoud and Noel, on the hookup to give them a three-point lead. 19 dimes passes Mark Wade of UNLV. Long-standing record. All right, turn the tables now to Michigan State. You got a three-point differential, Jimmy.
Yep.
Kansas State with the next foul And they've been in the double bonus for a while, Michigan State. That would put them at the line for 2.
It depends on the coach's philosophy. Some will say you will foul under 10 seconds. Some say you don't, but it's something you have to practice, because being able to take it out on the side right here, now if you haven't practiced this over and over again, knowing when to foul, you can commit a foul when somebody's going up for a 3-point shot. So it just depends on the coaching and what their philosophy is.
Let's see where it goes. Michigan State, will they take a quick 2? They're down 3. Here's Hauser, gives it up. Clock ticks. Hall finding Walker. Walker, he's stripped by Noel. Ball is loose. Noel comes out of the pack. Noel dribbles, and he lays it in. Count the basket, and Kansas State wins it. The Wildcats are headed for the Elite Eight. What a game! One of the most incredible individual performances in NCAA tournament history. 20 points, 19 assists, and a defensive stand, Jimmy.
I talked about it down the stretch. Who can get the stops? And it was Kansas State down the stretch, being able to get the stops. And Michigan State maybe could have went for a quick 2. Kind of confused at this point. Now it's all about a 3-point shot. And the young man from Harlem. Harlem stand up, this time able not only to make plays offensively, but when you needed the biggest stop for Kansas State to advance and move on, it was Marquise Noel who made the play.
Unbelievable. 5 steals in the game to go along with his incredible stat line, the agony for the Spartans. Marquise Noel didn't need that last layup, but got it off in time anyway. Makes it a 5-point Kansas State victory. 98-93, the final in an epic Sweet 16 game at Madison Square Garden. Kansas State advancing to the Elite Eight, 13th time in school history. They had a great history in the 40s and 50s and 60s. And now they'll await the winner of Florida Atlantic and Tennessee. Allie LaForce plowing her way in there. Go ahead, Allie.
Congratulations, you two. Coach, you had a shirt on yesterday in practice. It said Crazy Faith on it. Yeah. How much crazy faith did you have to have in those last 20 seconds?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got a ton of faith in each other. They have faith in me. I got faith in every one of these guys right here. They probably did more coaching than I did. I just try to love them, man. And when you love people, it's amazing what you can accomplish.
I saw you two going at it over a couple of timeout arguments and play call arguments. That's the kind of relationship you have, though. What was it like in those final seconds with the timeout battle between coaches?
You know, where we was at, it was a place of fire. But we practiced in a place of fire all the time. So he was ready for it. This is a bad boy right here. This is a bad boy.
And Marquise, you broke an NCAA tournament game record for assists. Congratulations. It's also a school record. You didn't know half of these guys in July. What allowed you to bond so quickly with them?
Man, I just want to start by saying all glory to God. Man, he gave me these gifts and these talents. And I'm just glad that I get the platform to showcase them. But I have a ton of faith. Man, these guys work so hard. My coaching staff works so hard. And we just love each other, like Coach said. And you see the outcome.
How are you still standing on 2 legs right now?
Man, I don't know, but I get in an ice bath and I'll be all right.
Is that New York tough right there?
Yes, sir. Yes,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Wow, that was some performance. One for the ages. Marquise Noel. Oh, we got more coming up, folks. We're just getting started. Tune in to CBS Arkansas and